Finally Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
Alright, getting my setup together. Getting my drink together.
It's been a while.
It's been a while for Facebook Live. We did a couple of Zooms. Which, honestly, I'm just a fan of Facebook Live.
Here we are. We have Novita and
Hi,
Sarah
Novita.
all joining in.
Our
Everybody,
regulars.
please let us know where you're from.
Mark's making that list again. You can see that big map in the back?
Yep.
We're going to work on that this weekend, guys.
Yes.
I'm having my mermaid drink tonight.
We've got Cannon,
Cannon, that's a new name. Are you?
Patel. We've got Lara Haywood,
Hi, Laura.
Natalie Beth, Natalie from Wisconsin. There
Hi,
we go.
Natalie. Yeah. Yeah, give us your where you're from. If you're a first timer with us, let us know. I know we have.
Right, if you're a first timer.
We have lots of regulars, but we love all of you regulars. But we always want to know if you're a first timer.
Maddie Tooley from Virginia.
Hi, Maddie. So, mermaid cocktail tonight. I posted the link on my page for the skinny syrups for the mermaid and the unicorn drinks. Am I in the right area? There we go. I just add them to my Truly because the Trulies don't have, or your White Claw.
Natalie Beth says it's her first time here.
Hi, Natalie. Welcome. We are happy to have you with us tonight.
We got a West Coast. Finally. You know what? This 8 o'clock start time is better for the West Coast people because we always don't see them enough.
True.
We've got Carrie Kelly, first timer in Hawaii. All right.
Love Hawaii.
We gotta
What part of
mark the map.
Hawaii? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm going to want to talk to you all night. I was in Maui and I loved it. And I'm not a beach person.
We got Kinal Shah, first timer from California.
Awesome. Welcome, Canal. We love having first timers.
Right. See, and we love getting the West Coast people, but we haven't been getting them because we don't start late
we're
enough.
Usually a little bit earlier.
I told you we need to start a little bit later. For certain, we just need to switch it up.
Next week we have 2 coming at 8 o'clock for you guys as well, and we'll show you all of those as we paint tonight.
We've got, let's see here, we've got Brenda and Cynthia from Kingston, Ontario. So there's our Canada right there.
Hi, Brenda and Cynthia. Welcome.
Yeah, we got to mark the map.
I told Mark he's going to have to do that part because me, geography, not so good.
Let's see, I got to go through this a little bit more here.
Yeah, go ahead. We're going to give everyone a couple of minutes to sign on.
Kanan Patel is a first timer.
Aw.
Vicky Lambert Rice is a first timer.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are killing it with the
And
Cardinals.
Vicky's in New
man.
Jersey.
You guys love the Cardinals.
Yeah, people love the Cardinals. Chrissy Bassett from Massachusetts.
Cool. Welcome, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good Friday night so far.
Yes.
Hopefully your weather's nice.
Nice group of new audience members is great.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Maddie from Virginia. We got Jody Golden's back with us.
Yay, Jody made it on.
Yes.
Jody said, I can't find you. I said, give us another hour.
Yeah.
We're usually on at 7, I know.
Yeah, we're going to have to start doing some late.
Yeah, we're going to switch things out, as we go along. Some changes.
Oh, cool. We got Grandma Pat joining
Grandma
us.
Pat, yay!
Grandma Pat is in New Jersey.
Awesome.
That's cool, yes. All right, we got Grandma Pat joining us.
Pat's always on with us when we do our Zoom painting, so.
Yes. Okay, we got Jackie from Camano Island, Washington.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
All right, well, let me write that down. 'Cause we got to start mapping down who's joining us from where.
Yes.
And we're going to start marking it up on the map.
My first map that I bought was probably the same size as 2 of these canvases. It's behind us.
Right, I told her that's not going to work.
So
We got to get a real map, okay?
So he got
color
a
coded.
real map.
I said, our people that come and join us are not going to be able to see that little map that you have.
I feel like I'm in school. It was like that, like that blind, that roll-up blind that they used to pull down from the chalkboard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Okay, Line Ross says, will it be online to be able to finish it? Yes.
Yep. We save any of our Facebook Lives. We save them right into the event. So you can always go right back to the event and find the video. That's how you'll find them. It's just easier than scrolling through dozens of our videos.
All right, we have another new person. Gurpreet Kaur is from New Jersey.
Welcome.
First timer.
Very good. Lots of first timers tonight. Gee.
Okay, and then we've got Janice Calhoun Rudolph. Says, I am from Grand Bay, New Brunswick, Canada. And this is my first time watching.
Aw, welcome.
All right, see, now I got to write that one down. Grand Bay.
It feels special. There's so many new of you. So many new people.
Canada. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a nice little turnout tonight for a Friday night.
Awesome. What's everybody drinking tonight? Anybody sipping with me tonight?
Maddie Tooley says, I signed up for that coffee one behind you. Looking forward to doing that one.
Me too.
They already peeping out your paintings behind you.
We have lots coming up. This is turning into a full-time thing. I really wish I could make it a full-time thing.
Ooh. Sarah says, I'm having some amaretto cream for you.
Stop
Jen.
it. I'm telling you, I need to find that. I love amaretto. She posted that in the group. I'm like, what is that magic? Where does that come from? I've never seen that.
Now we've got Andrea Lucy from upstate New York.
Hi, Andrea.
All right, upstate New York.
Awesome.
And then we've got Megan and Christy from Denver and Dan and Matt from New Jersey.
Cool.
All right, let me write them down. Hold on.
So a tip for my amaretto people. So my mom used to make this and still does for us. So we were not really very big fruit eaters. In the summer, with all of the melon and the strawberries, she used to make an amaretto dip. So you would use like instant French vanilla pudding or instant vanilla pudding, half of the milk in it, and I think she used a small container of Cool Whip and like a shot of amaretto and mixed that. Amazing fruit dip, but it's also great as a pudding. Or she used to put it in chocolate shells. Yeah.
Oh man.
Doing over there.
Write this down.
We need to get that camera off of the table so it's not so shaky.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I got Michelle Nordberg from Swanton, Vermont.
Awesome. Welcome, Michelle.
Look at this. Oh, we got this name.
Uh-oh.
Autumn Hawks from Wyoming.
Autumn. I love that name.
Autumn Hawks. No, the whole name. Autumn Hawks. That is so cool.
Mark loves saying
like
everyone's names. Mark loves fun names.
I got another one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I think Autumn Hawks has got to be a first timer.
Yeah, you would have remembered that name.
I would have said something. Yeah. Okay, now look at. Oh no, we got first timers here. Check this name, Stephanie Stunning.
Okay.
Oh man.
Welcome, Stephanie. Welcome, Autumn.
Stephanie Stunning.
Get your drinks together. Get your supplies
together. Where are you
together.
from? Where are they from?
Where are you guys from? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Navita says, Jennifer, you remind me of someone I went to school with 19 years ago. I wanted to say that to you the last time.
Aw. Where did you go to school? I mean, I graduated from Hillsborough. I'm from around the area, but.
Oh man, we got the Canada
97.
people coming in joining us tonight. That's
All
awesome.
right.
We miss you guys. It's time watching from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Awesome. Very good.
All right.
Lots of Canada friends
Lindsay.
today.
All
Very
right.
Good.
We got a nice little crowd tonight. People are looking forward to doing the Cardinals like we've been saying for the last 2 weeks.
I kept saying this has had the most shares of anything recently anyway. You guys are loving the Cardinals. Okay. This is honestly, it's an old painting. I can't even remember how many years ago I started doing this one, and I've done this at, private parties. So typically we would be going out and doing these painting parties in person in your home or with a small group or with a big group for a fundraiser, depending on the event. With COVID, we've been down here in our basement studio since March, right? Yeah, the end of February, beginning of March, doing virtual paintings. I am loving it. It took me by surprise at first, I will say. I was a little devastated because every one of our events were canceled from the end of February through to July. We're just now booking again. In fact, the last day that I was supposed to go out was a sold out event for Maggiano's, 55 people. And I was called after we were done loading the car saying, we have to cancel it. So that was a big payday that I missed. So we have been going virtual. We love being able to bring you guys some joy, some painting. Some painting with your family, some downtime for yourself. We'll always say, and you'll hear me say it over and over again, it is not just about putting paint on a canvas for us. Yes, we want you to enjoy your masterpiece. We want you to have a good time, but it is about the downtime for yourself. It's about creating a memory. It's about having a great feeling about it, building confidence within yourself. So we are here to do that. We're here to make you laugh at us. I'm Jennifer, since you guys are new. Mark is behind the computer. He's kind of my eyes and ears on the screen so that he can communicate with me. If you ever need me to slow down, repeat, need anything else, just chat it in. Mark will let me know. He's pretty good at that. You okay over there?
Yeah, writing names.
He's right names. He's right names. So we are out of South Bound Brook, New Jersey. We've been doing this for about 5 years, maybe a little bit more. And I just love it. Enjoy it, love it. We are running a kids camp for those of you that have kids. It is also virtual. We go Facebook Live in a private group for them, and we will be posting the fall fun, also kind of a workshop in the next couple of weeks. You should see that pop up as well.
Yeah, just got a couple of more comments before we get started.
Yep.
Lara Haywood says my mom-in-law Barbara is joining with me again today, and we're all hanging out in Milton, Delaware.
Very good.
All right, and Line Ross says thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Did you hear that name? Line Ross. Okay, thank you very much. It is my first time, and I'm in Gatineau, Quebec, Canada.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
And then Lindsay says, yes, first time watching from Nova Scotia, from Canada.
Beautiful.
Lara also says mojito.
Mojito.
That's what she's drinking.
I haven't had a good one yet.
As you know, Novita's from, and Andrea is from Poughkeepsie.
That's right. Yep.
Right? Novita, Andrea.
I know. Your box did not make it out in the mail yet today. I'm sorry. Your wine bottle's coming, I promise.
I'll be mailing it out tomorrow, right? Won't I?
I was waiting on another address that somebody didn't complete for me to get them all out, but I'll send them tomorrow with what we've got.
All right. Natalie says I will have some juice.
That works.
Carrie, it says, okay, it's only 2 p.m. here in Hawaii, so I'm still drinking my iced coffee cold brew. I signed up for the coffee painting and the Hocus Pocus one.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Me neither. Hocus Pocus, you guys are loving too.
Right. You new people, we'll be reading out and talking about the upcoming events and how you can see us again. If you enjoy being with us tonight, which I'm pretty sure you will, because we love doing what we do, and we definitely showcase you, the viewer.
Yeah.
Showcase your talents.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see now. We got Jessica saying, my daughter Rachel and I are from Millsbury, Massachusetts. Okay, I got that down.
Welcome, welcome, guys.
All right. Let me see here. Autumn is the first timer. Ellie Rose, first time is here from WNY. I'm thinking WNY is West New York. I don't know.
Yeah. I love Ellie. I like that name.
Right. Okay, Samantha Johnson says my 4-year-old Sydney is joining us as well.
Hi, Sydney. Welcome.
All right. Yes, Jessica's first timers.
Very good.
Kimberly says so excited. Had my tropical shaved ice to cool me down.
There you go.
All right. Oh, we got another one. Okay. Kendra Pontius Miller, first timer from Michigan.
Okay.
Write that down, Michigan.
Awesome, guys. Wow.
All right. Yeah, we got a nice little crowd here tonight. Are you about ready to go?
Yep. Let's go over our supplies. Again, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to chat it in. Mark will let me know.
Yep.
So we should have a canvas 16 by 20. If you want to scale down, that's absolutely fine. I have it on my easel. Easel is not required, but of course it helps. Make sure you cover your workspace, cover your clothes. I am usually a pretty neat painter, but I have still come out with paint on me. We have our paints tonight. So you need probably less than I have. My paint is a mess. So our 5 primaries: red, yellow, blue, black, and white, and a little bit of brown. The least you need is just a tiny, tiny bit of black. So those are our primary colors.
All right.
And brown. We'll use 3 brushes tonight. That 3/4 inch flat brush, a number 8 about round brush, or just a medium round brush like this. And then we'll use a tiny finer brush for doing the outlines and the details in our cardinals. Okay.
All right.
All right, so let's get started with, I want to, and water, of course, to rinse, paper towels to dry.
And then also tell them if they need to have something on their surface.
I did.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I'm still recording names. Nancy just joined us. Nancy Haig.
Hi, Nancy.
Okay, and then we've got Penny. Oh, I like this. Penny Penn.
Penny Penn.
Alberton.
I like
Okay.
Penny Penn.
From North Bay, Ontario, Canada.
Welcome. Man,
All right. Oh, Kelly Worthington from Sacramento, California.
Awesome.
We got another Californian. Okay, we need to get these West Coast people up on us.
Oh my goodness.
And we've got to do this, start doing a little bit later sometime for some of these sessions. All right, Adrian Wilson, not my first time viewing from New York City.
Welcome, guys.
All right, we got a nice crowd. We're going to get busy.
Let's get started. All right.
Hold on, what was on the surface? I missed that. Sorry.
Just cover your work surface, that's all.
Right,
So,
right. We just don't want people to spill paint on their
yeah.
wherever they're painting. Some people were painting on their dining room tables, and we heard some people saying some things. So I said we need to make sure that we mention that to people.
Cover your workspace.
Cover your work area, please.
Cover your clothes, protect your clothes, or All right. So we're gonna get started with. I'm gonna start with that round brush, that medium round brush. Always rinse and dry before you start.
We're just getting started, Mark Burns. This is hi, folks. Sorry I'm late.
Hi,
Worked hard today, looking to relax.
Good.
Just settle on in, okay?
Yep.
We'll be repeating all of the steps.
We're just getting started. Primary colors: red, yellow, blue, black, white, and brown.
Right.
Okay. So round brush. I just want to create almost some stripes within our painting. We're gonna do the blue background first, but I want to create these kind of layers or stripes of color. So we want to section off this blue section and then section off that blue section. So I'm going to grab blue on that brush. All right. So starting from the top, and I'm going to work my way down. I just want to create almost a, let's say 3 or 4 inch wide. We're going to just do a line down. It doesn't have to be exactly straight because this is the edge of a tree.
Okay.
We're going to come down a little more than halfway with that line.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter if you want to move, kind of section that off or not. That's going to end up being the branch that will go across our canvas. Okay. So if you want to section that off, you can with, it's almost a 1 inch, 1.5 inch space there of 2 little horizontal lines that will be part of that horizontal branch.
Okay.
And then I'll continue this side edge of my tree all the way down. And again, this is just a guide. We're going to paint over it and over it, so don't worry too much. We just want to get some guidelines on there for you.
All right.
Right, so it looks like a long L, okay, and then an upside down long L.
Okay.
That's what it looks like for now. I'm going to move over about 1 inch or so, maybe 2 inches. This is going to be the sky area that's in between those trees, and I want to do the same thing. I'm just going to bring this down, and it could meet up with that part right there if you want. Okay, and then again, just bringing that all the way down. So we know that this area is going to be blue.
All right.
All right, we'll move over another 3 or 4 inches, depending on how wide you want your tree to be.
Okay.
Let's come from the top down again to where that horizontal branch will hit. So that'll be about there, right? About there. And we can kind of pull that all the way over if you want. Nothing has to be straight because it's branches, right? Nothing perfect here.
Okay.
All right, we have to come down. This is where that next branch is. All the way over. So this is our horizontal branch that will be here.
Okay.
And then continue the side of the tree down here. All right, I'm going to go over all the steps again, okay? So that anybody that might have missed something or is behind, we can go over again, all right?
Yeah, we're going to repeat. Don't worry. I'm going to close up on a lot of things too. So.
Yeah, when we get to some details. So for now, with that medium round brush, just in blue, about 3 inches over, 3 inches over from the left side of your canvas, we're going to bring a semi-straight line or just a vertical line down. Does not have to be straight. None of these lines are straight.
Okay.
Okay. About halfway down our canvas, I'm going to skip and leave a little space there. That will be for our horizontal branch. And then I'm going to continue that line down for the edge of the first tree. You could do these 2 little horizontal lines here. That'll be for part of that branch that's coming off the tree.
Okay.
And then we're going to move over another 2-3 inches, depending on how much space you want there. Again, everybody's painting is going to be different. You'll always hear me say, my painting is not going to look like my painting. Your painting is not going to look like either of my paintings, and that's okay. We want yours to be different. All right, so we'll move over about 2-3 inches. Again, that vertical line coming down. Stop where that horizontal branch will go. And then continue that vertical down. And again, move over another 3-4 inches this time. And continue that vertical line down. Skip over that where that horizontal branch will be and finish. And then you'll just finish with those horizontal lines for that horizontal branch.
Okay.
And then you can throw the round brush in your water, or you can rinse and dry. And we will switch to the flat brush.
Okay, but before you get there, can you just sort of briefly just go over what you just did? Because you had a couple of people join that is new while you were doing all of this. We got Cheryl from Yuma, Arizona.
Okay.
Okay, on the West Coast. We gotta mention to our West Coast people. Whenever we do a session, if we don't do it late and you don't get to see it, you can always come to our page, click on the event, and it's always a video from what we did that night or when we do that session.
Yeah,
so you still can get to paint with us.
Yeah, we'll save the live. So if there's ever, some people don't like to paint live. Some people would rather go at their own pace. So they can go to the video. You can stop me from yapping. You can paint, and then you can fast forward until the next step. So some people enjoy doing that. Other people enjoy being live with us and interacting with us, and we don't mind either way.
Right.
All right.
But we definitely miss our West Coast crowd. Our West Coast people from other parts of the world.
Sure.
And we're trying to figure out a way so that we can accommodate them. So we just want to let you people from the West Coast know, especially you first timers. Every time, like we're doing this right now, and we're painting, the whole session is recorded and then it's played back right here on this page.
Yep. Right in the event.
All right. So you got your 2 trees set up.
Does anybody need me to repeat the outlines of the trees?
I would say yeah. Why don't you just knock it out real quick?
Because I did it already once.
All right, then don't. Just go. If somebody has any issues, they'll say.
I didn't want to bore the other people that have heard it twice.
Okay, yeah. See, like what I just said for Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl was like, thanks. Was wondering if I could paint later, but was watching now.
Absolutely.
That's fine, and that's what we do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The only thing you got to promise is that when you paint, when you watch us later, that you listen to what we say and still send a picture of your painting. Because we put that in the slideshow.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to go to that that flat brush, that 3/4 inch flat brush.
Yes.
Rinse and dry. Okay. And this time I want to take a corner of my blue and a corner of my white on that brush. So one corner will have blue and one corner will have white. Now it depends how light or dark you want your background to be.
Mm-hmm.
Depend on how much more blue you add or white you add on those corners. So start by just making X's in the areas around the trees. So if you need to kind of mark, we know that section will be blue and white.
Yes.
We know this section will be.
And you mark that section.
This section and this section.
Okay.
So these 4 sections will have that blue background. And how to get that blue background with those corner of blue, corner of white, you're just going to make little X's with that brush. So you'll flip the brush each time. So take paint off, flip, kind of spin it in your hand, and then flip it over and get the paint off on that side.
Okay.
You're just going to overlap those X's all the way through those areas so you're blending on canvas and you're creating a little bit of texture in the background.
So they got to be careful because that's such a small area.
It is, but it's also okay if you happen to go over those lines a bit. It's okay. We can paint over them.
Oh, all right. Okay, no problem then.
So you're just going to do those little X's. So you'll flip your wrist back and forth. And if you feel more comfortable kind of lining up your brush next to the edge and pulling away,
yeah,
you can do that as well.
That's what I would be doing.
Okay. And then you can kind of go over with the X's, with that X stroke.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right.
After I carefully got through the lining it up first.
Okay, so yes, if you feel more comfortable, you would just line up that brush right next to the edge and then just put pressure on and pull away from the edge.
Okay, now Autumn says,
yes.
My service is garbage. We'll watch later. Okay. We'll watch later too. Do you accept some sort of tip?
We do, and we really, really appreciate it, guys. So in the event, on the live, and we at the very end we'll post, we have Venmo, we have PayPal, we have Cash App. So any of those are very greatly appreciated.
Yes.
We always say they are accepted, not expected. So we do free nights for a reason. You know, we know not everybody can afford to pay all the time.
Right.
We do offer the $5 Zooms, but it's not always feasible for everybody, and that's okay.
And that's why we come here on Facebook and do some lives.
Yes. All right, so you'll just kind of, once you get those edges in there, just kind of do those X's, and that blends it in. And it doesn't have to be a solid color. It's got texture in there. It's got some dark blue. It's got some white. It's got some little brush strokes in there.
Okay.
And that's what you want. So you're just going to keep loading that brush, corner of blue, corner of white, to fill in these areas until you're done with your background.
All right, so that's what you're going to do for each one of those areas.
Yep.
All right, well, while people are doing that, I'm going to start reading off what our next events are coming up, and when they're coming up, and where you can see them.
Okay.
All right. Our next, matter of fact, our next event is Monday, July 27th at 8 p.m. That's for our West Coast people. We'll be doing the hummingbirds and the sunflowers. Hummingbird and the sunflowers. Yep. Excuse me. That's an 8 p.m. start, Monday, July 27th. That's when we will be returning after today.
Yep, we're taking a weekend off.
Yeah, we've been rocking and rolling for quite a while. Okay, right after that, we have Thursday, July 30th at 8 p.m. We'll be doing Dory. That's also right here on Mimosas and Masterpieces page, and it's a free session.
So some of these events you'll see, especially for our first timers, there are sketches in the Facebook event that you can print and then transfer to your canvas before we go live. So those instructions are all in there. We left lots of space on this so you can write your words in, just keep swimming, or, oh, look, there's so-and-so, whatever you would like to write in there for your words.
Right. And for all of you new people, please come and examine our page.
Examine the page.
Yes, examine it. Mimosas and Masterpieces has been around for a while. We have all our history right there for you to see, so that you see what we're about and what we're trying to do. Okay? Every one of our events, if you click on events, every time we've had a session, whatever painting it is, you could look at it. You could look at the slideshow for the people who participated at that time when we did it live. Okay? And you can play the video and paint that exact painting that you're going to be looking at who did it before you. Okay?
Yeah, depending on the event. That's true.
Yeah, correct. So it our page does a lot for people. If you really like to relax and you want to paint, then you just come to this page, you click on them events, you scroll down and look at the paintings that we've done, look at the people, look at the slideshow, and say, wow, I want to paint that painting. Then you click on the video and sit back and you can paint whenever you want.
That's right. We like to try and interact with our audience and our painters because you guys are the reason I do this. You're important to us, every one of you. So every week I have been doing an artist spotlight or a spotlight artist. And it's just a random person within our audience that's been painting with us and has kind of amassed a little bit of a portfolio of all the paintings they've done with us.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
And we share them on our page. We create a separate slideshow for them on our page.
And that's because they've sent in their pictures like we ask every time we do a session.
And
so we collect your pictures, and then we start amassing them too. And then we say, well, look how many pictures this person has sent in. Let's do a showcase on that. Okay, and that's just how it works. You people do so.
You do well.
Good.
We love seeing it, and we love seeing the creativity because you heard me say already. My painting won't look like my painting. Your painting won't look like my painting. And you guys love to make it your own, and that is what's important. That's the best part of being an artist and being creative. I don't know. It makes me happy.
Makes me happy too.
I forgot to mention, when you get to the edges, the top,
yes,
bottom, or sides, paint those edges. It helps your painting look finished when you're kind of hanging on the wall.
Right, that's right. Make sure you finish the sides and the bottom. Now, I told them the last free event we had was Dory, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Thursday, July 30th at 8 p.m.
Right.
Okay, and then the next one we have, starting the month of August, Sunday, August the 2nd, at 1 p.m. That's an early time.
Yes.
We'll be doing a free session on Facebook again. Coffee Java tea mug.
That is.
That's what we'll be doing. So the next the next 3 sessions that we'll be doing will be right here on Facebook.
Yeah. All live, all free.
And for the West Coast people that we miss so much, the next 2 are at 8 p.m. No, somebody's asking, do you paint, Mark? No, I do not paint.
No.
I'm more of I'm an actor, a filmmaker. I work and run laboratories. It's my survival job. Okay, I'm used to dealing with 25, 30, 50 people, whether it's on a movie set or so I'm just using my talents where they are needed for Jennifer, and she's the painter, the artist, and she really loves doing this, and I enjoy watching it, and I enjoy interacting with the people and making sure that I can help steer her career in the direction that she needs to go in. We're trying to build this into a TV show that we will have that will come on every week where people can paint. We want to have one for kids and we want to have one for adults. But we're working out the kinks and everything by doing this virtual paint nights, and then we've been traveling and going out and doing the traveling paint and sip experience. Okay, so we're going to put all of that into a show. Not a reality show, a paint show where people will come and join us like we're doing right now, and we'll be painting things differently every week.
So once we get those clusters on the map of where most of you are, that's my goal, is to travel to those destinations and do a big paint party for those people in those clustered areas. So,
and that can happen if we have TV money. If we have a TV show, because then we'll have prizes and giveaways and stuff, and then they'll have that TV money and say, yes, we're gonna have to send you to Maine, or we're gonna have to send you to Vermont, or we're gonna have to send you because the fans there want to see you, and we're gonna paint live with them, and we're gonna be very creative about how we do this. So enough of that. I think we can continue on.
Well, I want that.
Well, no, people are still painting because nobody's making any.
Give us start giving thumbs up or likes or whatever.
Yeah, it's going to take a few more minutes. I think that your audience is keeping up with you very well while we're talking about all these different events and all these different things, especially for the new people that have joined us tonight.
I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. We don't want to rush ahead. We're not going anywhere.
Oh no, we're not going anywhere. We're here until the duration, until we get it done. We usually take, a session usually takes about an hour and a half. Yeah. Okay, if it's a more intricate painting, then it's going to take about 2 hours. A real intricate painting is going to take about 2.5 hours.
Oh,
We've
gosh.
had a couple of them that were 2.5 hours.
I think Harry Potter was the longest. Was Harry Potter the longest, or was the seahorse one maybe? I don't remember.
No, both of them was pretty much over 2 hours.
Yeah, we were definitely close to that 3-hour mark. But there was lots of little details on those kind of paintings. This is not a whole lot of detail.
Right,
So.
and then some of the paintings that we do are so simple. It's like really, just very simple steps.
Yeah.
And but some of them are some of the most favorite paintings of people. You know, the real simple ones seems to get a lot of attention.
I think sometimes people don't realize their own abilities, and they get scared by seeing something like the orcas, let's say, that we did, or the, you know, it looks too complicated. I can't do it, but I promise you, you can do it.
Now, Michelle says, "What is the blue you're using?"
So the blue that I have is just a standard blue. It's light, so it depends on what kind of blue that you have. You may want to add more white to that blue, or as you're doing your X's, you may just want to grab some more white every once in a while to lighten it up, depending on how light you want it. It's up to you. It could be lighter, so the darker the blue is, the better the snow shows up if you're going to do snow.
If you're going to do snow. You don't have to do snow.
The lighter it looks, the more, it could look more like spring, so it's up to you.
Yeah, you just can't wait, huh? You just want the snow to come, don't you?
I love the snow. I just don't like cleaning it up.
I don't like the snow.
Yeah.
I don't want no snow. I like the heat.
No,
See, Maddie Tully says, "Did I hear Harry Potter?"
Harry Potter? Yes. If you go back through all of our past events, so when you go click on our events list, you can see all of the events that we have coming up. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, it says past events. When you scroll through those past events, the majority of those that we've done in the past 3 months have been Facebook Live events.
Right.
Sometimes they're Zoom events. If they're Zoom events, there is no video to them.
Right.
So private Zoom events or $5 Zooms, there's not videos to. That may change in the future depending.
Yes.
We think we may have cracked the code.
Yeah, we cracked it. We cracked it.
But, so there is a Harry Potter. It was called Platform 9 3/4. Scroll, find that, and the video is posted in that event, and you can do it. And the great thing with that is, now that it's done and it's posted, you can, kind of zip through it if you need to, or you can pause it if you need to.
Right, right. All right, before we continue on, I want to just read what Novita's saying here. He says, "I'm doing this painting on a 16 by 20 and on an 8 by 10 canvas. The 8 by 10 will be a gift from my husband's uncle."
Aww.
And she says, "People have told me they want to buy my painting."
Yeah, there you go.
And she said, "I'm like, no, it's not worth money."
But it is. You know what? We all struggle. If you're painting, you're an artist. If you're creating, you're an artist.
Yes.
It took me a very long time to come to terms with that I'm an artist. And everyone's like, "Oh, are you an artist?" I guess. I guess. But yes, absolutely. If somebody wants to, whatever, at least cover the cost of your material. Sell it. Go for it. I have amassed there's probably over 100 canvases now in Mark's port office. That's supposed to be Mark's office. This is now a canvas storage office.
It's okay.
I don't know what to do with. I would love to sell them. So that's why I started buying the frames that really finish a piece for you. So honestly, I love doing this to people. People don't think that they're, it's just a canvas, right? It's just a canvas.
Yeah, show it to them before you put it in the frame.
Right. So, okay, so people ask about, all right, it's a canvas. How much do you want for the canvas? And I go, I don't know. How much do you want to pay for it? But then when you add a frame to it, especially if you're giving it as a gift, it really changes the dynamic of it, and it really looks like a piece, So this was one of our Zoom ones, and they came out fantastic. All of you that painted these were great.
And people were anticipating it because they liked the orcas. They wanted to do it.
Yes.
They knew in advance, and boom! As soon as we got it done, and they sent the pictures in, phenomenal.
Those frames are on our website. We have links to Amazon for supplies. I'm gonna hands down tell you, it's not the best value for supplies on Amazon. Definitely not. Local craft store, Michael's. We have Michael's. I don't know what you guys have. are usually a better deal. Amazon has jacked up their pricing, whether it's Amazon or the third-party supplier or whatever. But at least there's links there so you know what you're looking for. But the floating frames, I haven't been able to. They're called a floating frame. There's links on there. It'll take you right to Amazon and put it in your cart if you want to. But yeah, we're not about, trying to scam anybody. Promise. I want you to save your supplies, be able to do more with them.
That's right. We tell people not to put too much paint on their palettes because you can always put more later.
That's right.
Always try and look to conserve because we want you to come back and join us again for the next session.
Yeah, absolutely. So give Mark a couple of thumbs up for those of you that are ready to move on.
Oh, I don't think you got to give a thumbs up.
No,
I think you're ready to go. Yeah, everybody's ready. They were asking questions.
If you need me to slow down then or repeat, just let me know.
I'll let you know.
All right. So I'm going to stick with this wide brush. If this becomes too big, because we're going to start doing our trees, then you can go to that smaller round brush. So I'm going to start with this brush. I want to make a lighter brown. So I'm just going to take the brown that I have.
Yeah.
A little scoop of that brown. And we're going to take a scoop of our white. When you take from your colors, don't take directly from the center of your color. Take from the side of your color. This way you don't mess up the entire pot of paint. That's called the pot of paint.
Right.
So I'm just going to mix that, make it lighter.
And show them that's how you're making it lighter, yeah.
Yep, so you may need a little bit more white.
Anne Marie says you can check out Hobby Lobby. They normally have 50% off art supplies.
There you go. Hobby Lobby's a good one, especially probably for canvas. If you can get like a value pack of canvas for 50% off, that's your best buy. And
that's the other thing I encourage to our viewers. Okay, you're all here chatting and making comments, and listen and talk to each other about where you get discounts and stuff. That's how we keep our community going. That's how we keep doing these paintings together.
I'm a coupon shopper, guys, so if I have a deal, you get the deal too.
That's right. You pass it on to somebody else and pass it on to somebody else. And we keep painting and painting and painting together.
All right, so with that light brown that we've made, I'm going to start on the side of my canvas. Get that side edge of your canvas. And the top. Just in that tree section. This is the trunk of our tree. If you want to lift your canvas to get the bottom, you probably should.
And as for the people, as for everybody doing their sky part, to finish their sky, it's whatever it is that satisfies you, right? You're not worried about it looking like yours or it has too much white or it has too much blue. It's what satisfies you before you move on.
You got it. All right. So I want to take about a brush width and we're going to come all the way down with that light brown.
You're going all vertical?
I am going vertical because we're going to do the curved lines horizontally.
Okay.
So I'm going vertical just to get some color on there.
Oh, pretty good so far. I haven't had to zoom in.
No, yeah. I don't think we'll have to zoom until you get to maybe the cardinal's eyes and nose.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to leave a little space in here and then I'm going to come down on the right side of this tree.
And now you're being careful.
Yeah, I'm being a little bit careful about my edge, but it's okay. If it goes over a little, it goes over a little.
Okay.
And we'll kind of edge it with the dark brown when we get there.
All right.
Just taking that light brown all the way down.
It's a nice way to start your weekend off.
It is.
End a busy work week.
It was a busy work week. Busy work week. So I work full time on top of doing this. And this is now full time.
That's right. So you got 2 jobs.
I have 2 full-time jobs. And a child that's
3 jobs.
Very, I want to say needy, but he's very needy.
Oh, you forgot your dog too.
Shh.
Yeah. Shh.
And we have Rascal.
Yes.
All right.
No, you have Rascal.
We
No. You have Rascal. Rascal
He loves
is
you
your
too.
dog. No. He loves you.
All right. So once we have a section of brown on either side, I want you to just take the brush. I'm not rinsing and drying. I just want you to take a scoop of white. So I'm just going to take don't let it fall off your brush. Good scoop of white on there.
Okay.
I'm going to come down the center with that white. Right in between those two brown spots.
All the way down.
All the way down. Once you've got that white stripe all the way on there, we're going to blend both ways. So I want you to lightly kind of go over that white, but I want you to come to the left a little bit with that, and then go to the right a little bit with that.
Oh, okay. So you want to blend both sides?
Yeah, so we don't have that harsh, straight white line down the tree.
All right.
We're going to go over that white, kind of brush lightly, up and down, vertically, and then I'm going to move toward the left a little bit, and then move toward the right a little bit. So it sort of blends it in there so that still the center of this tree is going to look highlighted in the painting. So just do that all the way down this tree.
Yeah, just blend it all in.
Yep. Your paint's still wet on both sides, so it should blend nice and easy for you.
Okay. Now, while they're doing that, I'm going to read off...
The next one?
No, the big one.
The big one?
Yeah. The big one you have on Saturday, August 15th.
Oh.
For the ladies.
The big one.
Yeah, that's the big day. That's the big doubleheader day for the ladies, okay? Saturday, August 15th, starting at 1 p.m. And I know that's early for you West Coast people, but this is a serious day. August 15th is the girls' night out. That's the first part of it. The first part is at 1 p.m. free on Facebook.
Correct. So the painting itself is free. We're going to go Facebook Live on this. On the Facebook Live, what we'll be doing is doing giveaways. So we're going to have throughout the painting, every time we kind of stop, like we're stopping now, we're going to bring the camera to another laptop or another device, and everybody's names who are in the spinner will be on the spinner wheel to win a bunch of different prizes. We have about 6 different prizes already.
Right, there'll be more.
It's $5 to put your name on the spinner. You have to be live painting with us, though.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, because we need you to comment after you've won and send us your information.
Right.
I can't trace everybody down.
I'll be doing it.
So the painting itself is free. You can just paint with us for free. You don't have to.
Right. You don't have to participate in the spinners.
You don't have to participate in the spinners. But prior to the event, we'll close the spinner 2 days before. So on August 13th, we will close the spinner. So $5 per spot on the spinner. Your name never comes off of the wheel, and we'll just keep spinning for prizes.
Right.
Okay. That's
at 1 p.m. on Saturday, August the 15th. Called Girls Night Out.
That's correct.
All right. Now, we do that painting, and then we come back that same day at 8 p.m. That's for your West Coast people. We will be starting the second part of this at 8 p.m. Okay, but this is going to be on Zoom.
Right. So because this is an adult-themed night, this painting, our 50 Shades painting, will be on Zoom privately. So it will be a $5 in for the Zoom link.
Right.
That will put your name on the adult spinner for prizes.
So just participating by paying to get into Zoom get you a spot on the spinner.
Right. So we'll do the same thing. In between painting, we will go to the spinner. You will win prizes throughout the event.
That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Any questions on any of those things, just let me know.
And that is Saturday, August 15th. First part is free on Facebook at 1 p.m.
You got it.
Second part is on Zoom at 8 p.m. 50 Shades is the second part.
All right, we want to do the same thing on this tree. So I'm going back. I'm just going to grab that light brown that we made. We're going to come down the left and the right side of each of our trees.
Okay.
When I get to the horizontal branch, you get to that horizontal branch,
Yeah.
if you want to go ahead and bring this all the way out, so you could come from the side of this tree and bring this all the way out with that light brown color, you can go ahead and do that. And you can take that all the way over, all the way across. If that brush is too wide to use this way, just flip it on its side and use this side. Okay, so if it's too wide to paint this way with it, just flip it on the side and use the side of it.
All right. Stephanie Stunning says it sounds fun. Can't wait.
It is fun. I'm so excited to do that. So my brother is, his name is Mason Luke. He owns his own adult product company. He is what's the word? Caters to all communities, LGBTQ, everybody, all of us, male, female.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. He's already donated several prizes for us, and I've already purchased several items for us.
For the girls' night party.
For our girls' night party. Yeah. All right, so we're just going to continue that light brown all the way down.
So you done explained the branch going across.
Yep. And then we'll do the same thing on the right side with that brown.
Now, if you just notice how your tree is bigger on the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm just noticing that.
This one, yeah, it's bigger on the bottom.
No.
Oh, here?
Yes.
I
that.
see. Thank you.
See that?
Yeah.
And what do you tell your painting?
So we can paint
audience?
right over it. It's okay.
Because there's no mistakes in painting, right?
No mistakes in painting.
Okay.
All right.
You notice that and you're like, no problem. It's not
It's
a problem
okay.
at all. It's a tree.
It's a tree. You got it. This horizontal one here. And then we will get to that white again, just like we did on this side.
Oh, okay. So
So-
you're going to blend the white.
So same thing.
Don't wash the brush.
Nope. Just grabbing a scoop of that white. Right down the center to start.
All the way down.
All the way down. Skip over that horizontal branch.
Skip over the branch.
Skip over that branch.
Okay.
All the way down.
Now, Mila says, are giveaways open to Canada?
Yes, but what we'll do is I have to I'll put a note up that anything that we do to ship, you'll
Yes.
just be responsible for shipping charges. Any additional shipping charges. If it's something that I can't ship within the means, because it's been difficult for me to just ship to Canada, but especially for the adult night ones, we might be able to do that easier. So it depends on which one you're talking about.
Okay.
But yes, everybody will be subject to shipping charges if they're not local. And we can determine that one as we're going. And if you decide to pass on the item that you don't want to do it, that's why we need you live. If you decide to pass on it, we'll spin another name for that prize. If you don't want that prize, we'll spin another name for the next person.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do that same. We're going to go up and down over that white lightly and just blend right to left. Let's get rid
So
of that.
I'm just a little. I just
Okay.
need to understand. To
Okay.
send to Canada, it's
Yeah.
just what's the issue?
Well, remember we had such a hard time shipping something to Canada the last time? We have to fill out paperwork. We have to fill
Right,
out.
right.
Mason has all of that, like, that's a standard thing for him to ship to different countries.
Right. It's because normally I ship to other countries too when I'm working in the labs and everything, but
So yeah, we'll just have to figure out what it is. And if we have a problem, cool.
Yeah, I don't anticipate any problem shipping anything to Canada for
but
our
yeah,
Canada.
absolutely. If it's not something that I can get shipped to you, then I'll figure it out.
Okay, and then Stephanie says, I would like to donate. I'm with colorstreet.com. Stephanie
Awesome.
Stunning.
I have a Color Street rep, but you're still more than welcome to donate. I actually just picked up my next set tonight from my Color Street person.
Oh, okay.
But yes, so for every person, anybody that donates a product, we will give your company name a shout out. We will share your information within the group.
Okay.
If you go to that event on Facebook, you'll see the items that we have posted already there.
All right.
That are donated. So again, we're just kind of blending that white toward
into
the right,
your tree.
toward the left. Yep.
Very good.
And then if you want to bring some of that light right over the top of this branch.
You're using the same brush you just got finished using.
Yeah, so since we have the white on our brush, I'm just kind of brushing some of that lighter, even lighter brown, because my brush has white on it,
Okay.
right over the top of that horizontal branch.
All right.
And then you can rinse and dry. We'll kind of give everybody a moment to catch up.
Yes.
We need our, we're going to need the trees to dry in order to do our cardinals.
Oh.
So, we'll give it a minute or so, and then we'll start to do the details on the trees, and we'll just have to leave some of that section out for our cardinal area to dry.
Well, they're probably going to do like your painters did yesterday. Start fanning their paintings. So
We did.
Dry them off.
We did. That's what we were doing.
Oh, Jody Golden says, when do you need it by?
You know what, Jody, so you're local. I mean, I can even, if I just have to pay you to ship the product to somebody, then we can do it that way.
Yeah.
If you just want to send me a picture of Jody does 31. So if anybody needs 31, you can hit up Jody, who's chatting with us tonight.
Okay.
But yes, it's okay. I don't need to have everything in person.
They can all see each other's comments here, just like I can see all of their comments.
Absolutely. So you guys see that somebody does Color Street. Who was it that did Color Street? Rachel? No.
No, Stephanie Stunning.
Sorry, Stephanie Stunning. So hit her up.
How you gonna forget that name?
I'm sorry. You guys that are watching, hit Stephanie up. Hit Jody up.
Yes.
Shameless
Jody,
plugs allowed in this, okay?
That's right.
Listen,
Jody Darian Golden.
this is how we build our business. Small business people, entrepreneurs. I am a supporter of small business. I help run it's called Mimosa Marketing. Go figure. The name just worked out for me. But we are all small business people. We support one another. We share one another's businesses. I'm all about it.
Yep. And what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the mermaid drink.
The mermaid drink?
I'm calling it my mermaid drink. Yeah, so, I put my can in my old paint palette, but.
Oh.
So, everybody was like raving about these seltzers. I am not a seltzer person. Truly, or White Claw. I was calling it Bear Claw. White Claw.
Bear Claw.
Bear Claw. But they're not flavorful enough for me. I need a little bit sweeter. So I found a link for this skinny syrups.
Oh.
And so this one is called Mermaid. It's called Mermaid Tropical Burst. So I pour just a little bit of this with my ice and my Truly. That makes a world of difference.
Okay.
So much better.
Wow.
So I posted the link for the mermaid, well, for both of them, but I sent you guys a picture in the page of the mermaid and the unicorn syrup.
Okay.
And the other one that I like is blueberry lavender. But you can use this in your teas. You can use it in, you can make your own seltzer if you have like a soda stream. Aiden has a soda stream, so we use our own flavor syrups, and they're sugar free.
Mm-hmm.
So my big drink is still only 100 calories.
All right.
Of course, that doesn't negate the 2 beverages I had before I came home today. So.
Okay, now we have Lisa Redding saying, sorry
Lisa?
if this has been asked, but I'm quite late. Will this be available later? Yes.
Yes. Yep. Just come back to the event this evening, probably around 10 o'clock. That we'll finish. As soon as we finish, we'll post the video right to the event, and you can go back to it right then.
And that also goes for all our other events. All the events that we've done on Facebook, you just click on events and scroll down. Every painting that we've done, there's a video for it. And there's a slideshow of the people who did it.
So yes, that's a big deal to us because we normally are in person and we get together with groups. So we've done anything from, very small, 5 people, 4 people
to
in a group to 100 people in a room, physically in a room painting with us. It's overwhelming. It's amazing. That was the best fundraiser that we've ever done, and we I don't even remember how much money we were able to give back that year. So $1,500 I think we gave back at that event. Well, it felt so good.
That's right.
To be able to do that. Yeah.
That's what we would be doing now if it wasn't for this coronavirus and all of that.
Finish the thought. Sorry. So to finish the thought, normally while we are in person, we get to get that final picture of everybody together with their paintings.
Right.
In this case, we don't quite get to do that, but so we need to rely on you to send us your photos. So at the end of the video, I'll post a thank you, a reminder to post your photos. Please post them all right there. I will also add our little tip jar info, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App links. I'll post it right there. Just put your photos right in there. It's so much easier for us to grab them from there, and then a couple of days later, we'll put together a slideshow for you guys to see everybody's paintings together.
Yeah. And we also encourage you to check out our Mimosas and Masterpieces page. This page, go click on photos. Go down, scroll down, and see all of the different things we've done. All of the different theme painting events we've held.
I'm all about throwing a party. So
yeah, and you're good at planning them too.
So I like to have, it's not just a painting, it's an event.
Yeah.
All right. So let's we're going to switch over to that medium round brush.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to work on starting to do our outline of our tree and some of these little curved hash marks in our tree. Like the bark. It's like parts of the bark.
Okay.
So just using that dark brown that I started with. So the dark brown, not what we've mixed. So I'm going right to the original brown.
All right.
Okay. A little bit of paint on your brush at a time. And let's edge each of our trees. So for a little bit of control with your brush, we like to call it pencil grip, pinky stabilize. Hold your brush like a pencil. Mm-hmm. So your fingers, what is it called? The tri-grip is on the metal part of your brush. Mm-hmm. Use your pinky to kind of rest it on the canvas so that you have some stabilization and you have some control over where that brush is going.
Right.
All right, so to the brown all the way down on the edge. Just watch your pinky. It may get into some wet stuff. Much as we try to avoid it, right?
Yeah.
And you can curve this a little bit so it's not such a harsh, a 90-degree angle there. If you want to start kind of curving that out a little bit, you can.
Right. You can always adjust them.
You can always adjust. You can always paint over it. Something can always be fixed if you perceive it as a mistake. But no mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Just an occasional whoops.
An occasional whoops?
Occasional whoops. But we can definitely take care of those. Alright, let's come down on this side. Yeah, this one's a little tricky because my pinky's going to be in the wet.
That's alright. That's a hazard.
The great thing about these trees is they don't have to be straight lines.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this bottom all the way across on that horizontal branch. Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave the top open and we can go back to that once we get those cardinals in there and kind of go around the cardinals.
Okay.
This way we don't have to wait for another thing to dry for us.
All right.
And continue those verticals down, edging that tree.
And just for our new people, we just want you to know that the majority of all of our paintings that have been done have been suggestions from the audience.
Yes, Absolutely. So we always tell you, let us know what you want to paint. What haven't you seen yet? What haven't you done yet? I have a big list. I'll tell you, I still have a big list to do, but a lot of the paintings that I've done have been suggestions that you guys have put out to us. We want to paint what you want to paint, right? I mean, this one happened to be an old painting that I did a few years ago, but everybody loves the Cardinals. So, right. I mean, I know that they're signs. I know a lot of people, refer to them as signs from loved ones that have passed. So I know they're meaningful. So yes, we certainly thought this was a great fit for we were calling it Christmas in July, but we should just say Winter in July. Winter in July theme. We did a snowman. We did a Christmas hippopotamus.
That's right.
Anything else? And then this one that had the snow, so.
Right, you like your Christmas in July theme.
I do. I like giving presents away.
Yes.
See? And that's what? Oh no, that's August.
What, giving away presents?
We'll just continue the fun in August, right?
Well, see, that's what we want to incorporate into the TV show. We want to give away prizes and gifts and make people feel special for watching us.
I can do that without the TV money.
No,
I mean, the bigger prizes.
Well, you can do it without the TV money, but the TV money would be so nice.
I know.
That's all I'm saying. We're not doing it for the money.
No.
But if we're going to do a TV show, we need to do it right. And we need the TV money.
Yeah.
Got to pay off Rascal, because Rascal's asking for his attention now.
Hi, Rascal. I know, buddy.
See?
Relax.
Does he want to go outside, or does he just saying the time is up, Mommy? You need to stop painting, and I want all your attention.
He's saying Aiden's coming down.
No, he went to get Aiden because he went upstairs because he wanted to go outside, I think.
Do you have to go outside? Uh-oh.
No, you're going to ask him. He's going to want you to take him outside.
Go outside, Rascal.
Did he poop?
No.
Thanks for telling everybody that, but no. No, he's starting to stir around, so.
Right, because it's getting late.
Rascal.
All right.
He's mad at you.
So, let's get started with, I'm sticking with that brush. So, I want you to rinse and dry it and get it back to a point. So, let's show you how to do that if you don't know how to do that.
All right.
So, on your paper towel, don't drop it in your plate of paint like I did. See? Whoopsie. All right, so you'll rinse that paintbrush, tap it in the bottom of the brush and of that cup to get the paint out of it. And then as you bring it across your paper towel, you're going to kind of spin it. And that brings it back to a point.
Okay.
So you want to do that when you're working with any kind of fine lines or tiny details. And it also depends on how much paint you have built up in your brush. When you start to get paint built up in your brush, that's when you want to rinse and dry when those lines start getting thicker. So I am going to continue with the brown that I'm using. That dark brown that we started with, the original.
Okay.
So we're going to work on the little curved lines in our tree. So you can see this painting, right? Yeah. So it's just these little curved horizontal lines. And we want to continue with using curved lines instead of straight because it helps give the shape of the round tree.
Right.
Okay? So just curved lines, and they can be random. So from the right, from the left, okay? They could be wide, they can be short, they could be in the middle. We're just going to randomly put some of those curved lines on there. And I'm not applying a lot of pressure.
I'm just going to
zoom a little.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Hold on. There we go. A little bit better there.
So the key is keeping those lines curved on your painting.
Yes, he definitely says Christmas in July here in Florida.
That's it. Yes. I love Christmas. And it's not about what I get, it's about me giving stuff to everybody else.
Now, Michelle says, would be great to see the close-up of the brown outlining.
Oh,
That's why I closed up.
There you go.
There you go.
Hopefully that's close enough for you.
Yeah, it should be.
If not, let us know. All right,
We're gonna
do those curves on this tree. When I get down to this area, I'm gonna kind of skip over this area because that's where I want to start putting my cardinal.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna be careful about adding anything here. We don't want it to get any more wet than it already is, so we can let it dry for our cardinals.
Okay.
Alright, so just those curved lines in our tree.
Yeah, I think people like the close up. Yes, they're saying so. Right, see now you're just doing those quick curved lines.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, they could see how you do that better because you're doing it very quickly.
I'm sorry. Oh, see, and I didn't follow my own instructions. Put the lines right where the.
All right, but that's a good example of showing people what happens when.
When you don't follow instructions.
Right.
Sorry.
Because I stopped short of saying it's a mistake because it's not a mistake. It's just something that has to be.
Just gonna have to fan my painting a little bit.
Right, just gonna have to change it.
No, just have to, get it dried. That's all.
Oh, so you're gonna fan it like they were doing last night?
Yeah.
She was painting with the people last night, and she was like, "It's gonna take a while to dry," and we were doing Zoom, so you could see all of the people in their little boxes, and they're all fanning their paintings. I said, "Baby, they fanning their paintings. They're trying to get it done quickly." She didn't realize they were fanning their paintings, and everybody was able to continue on.
I'm gonna have you do the same thing with white. So you'll rinse and dry, get it back to a point, and then you'll do white curved lines in your trees.
Anywhere?
Yep, anywhere. We'll work
Okay.
on this branch once we get the cardinals on there, okay? So we'll save that to the end.
Okay. Cool.
They can be long lines, they could be short lines. Doesn't matter. No tree is the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nature is its own art.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got next for us?
Well, let's see. We've got after that big day,
Yeah, it's gonna be a big day. It's gonna be a
the
long day.
15th of August.
Mm-hmm.
I skipped the day.
Oh, what did we
I
say?
skipped Thursday, August 13th
Okay.
at 8 p.m. on Zoom.
What's
The
that?
Dream Catcher.
Oh,
We'll be doing the Dream Catcher on August the 13th at 8 p.m. So those people on the West Coast, if you're interested, that's a late start time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. The Dream Catcher on Zoom. It's $5
yep.
to join us.
We do $5 Zooms just so that we can start creating some private events and.
Right,
Yeah.
we've been doing some company events. We did a couple of birthday parties on Zoom,
We
private
did.
birthday parties. Okay, so that's going to be on Zoom on the 13th. Okay, and then on the 15th in the evening at 8 p.m. we're doing that 50 Shades. That's on Zoom as well.
Yeah.
Then after that, Thursday, August the 20th at 7 p.m. is the Fall Foxes. That's on Zoom. That's a Paint It Forward event.
Right. So our Paint It Forward event is there is the story behind this. There is more details on the Facebook page. Instead of me crying over it, take a peek at it. It is a very good friend and family that are local. Not my family, but it's a very good family who are friends of ours that are just going through an extremely difficult time right now. So we are we're putting this as just kind of a Paint It Forward. The donation is $10 to paint with us. It will be on Zoom.
Right.
The $10 will go right to the family for whatever they need, medical needs for their son, just kind of keeping life comfortable for them as much
And
as
the
we
information
can.
about all of that is on the page,
It
right?
is,
about their son and the family.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, it's all there.
And that's August 20th at 7 p.m. It's called the Fall Foxes.
Yes, and we made it foxes because the mom was always known as Mother of Foxes, and the son, who is just over a year, we call him Finny the Fox. So that's where the foxes came in.
Right. And then, see, that's the Thursday. That's the Thursday coming up is our sloth paint party.
Oh yes, okay.
Our sloth paint party is going to be on Sunday, August 23rd.
Forever coming.
Yeah, we've been planning this for a long time now.
calculations thus far, we're $600 in the hole at the moment on the
right.
event.
It's all right.
So, our sloth paint party, we will be at a separate venue. So, any of you that are local or
in New Jersey,
within driving distance to us, we are having an actual sloth come from a zoo along with some other animal friends of his. They will do kind of a short presentation with the sloth. You're able to get a picture socially distanced with the sloth, and we will do a sloth paint project. So you can choose from any type of glass that will have. Oh, I forgot your zoom too. I don't know how far.
Oh yeah, I'm zoomed.
How far? It's okay.
Oh, it's right there. No, it's right there.
Right,
but
that's fine.
I'll back up a little bit.
All right. So anyway,
They got to see you.
adults, kids can paint either a mug, a wine glass, or for the younger kids, we have a couple of kids, we have like kind of a pre-sketched canvas that they'll get paints and everything for, so they can do this project. They are doing they're getting sloth swag bags, so every participant comes in, gets a big bag of sloth swag, which is scattered on the back table, which I can't wait to put together and give to everybody. We have a photo booth set up for you guys to take pictures. We should have a photographer on site actually taking pictures of the entire event this time. What else? I have a sloth coloring wall that you'll be able to color on the wall. Food is included, etc. So much fun.
Now Nikisha says, Nikki says, I can't do it, but I would still like to contribute. How do I do that for the foxes?
So you can, if you just donate through our the tip jar or any of our links, just type in fall foxes, and that will go right to them. And I'll still send you the link anyway. If you can't make it, you can't make it. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yep, that's a big event for us, the sloth paint party.
Yes.
In New Jersey. It
was moved from April. We had to cancel and move it to August. So the end of August, it is finally coming. We cannot wait.
Now, after all of that,
yes.
Sunday, August 30th, light up wine bottle.
Yay.
That's on Facebook. That's free, right?
Right.
That's free on Facebook.
So if you have all of your supplies, you can certainly join us free. We have the kits that we are shipping out to you, so you can purchase your kit and ship. I took the light out of this one for the next one.
Right, now you know we got a lot of new people.
Yes. So we will send you the frosted wine bottle, the enamel paints, a set of brushes, an apron, and then we'll paint live on Facebook just like we're doing now. Okay, that's for this one. And then the next one that I posted just momentarily ago, right before we came live, was the pumpkin light up wine bottle. Right. So this will be a green one with pumpkins on it, and we will go through step by step with you painting.
But that's September.
Yep. Sorry.
That's September 24th.
I skipped.
That's all right. All of our events are right here on our page.
They are.
Just click on the word events. Everything is there. All of the details, what you might need, what you can get.
Sure. We do sell kits, like we do sell painting kits. So if you need a canvas, you need paint, a set of brushes, we have kits that we can ship out. They're ready made to go.
Yep, we'll make it up for you.
Local,
send it out for you.
If you're local, you're welcome to pick up from us as well, because we can put them together for you in a pinch. But yeah.
Vicky Rice says, what location?
So we're in New Jersey, so we're not having it here, unfortunately. Would be cool, but we'll be at the Manville Firehouse on North 8th Avenue in Manville.
Right.
That is the firehouse that I belong to.
That's for the sloth paint party.
That's for the sloth paint party, yep.
Right.
All right, I think we can get started on our cardinals.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to rinse and dry that medium brush that we were using. And let's go to, so your cardinals are red. Now, it depends on the type of red you have. I'll show you what happens with mine. So my red is kind of transparent. So if I just use my straight red, you're going to see almost right through it because it's transparent. So it almost looks like purple now that's on my canvas. So in order to help kind of combat that transparency a bit, I'm going to make a little bit of a different shade of red. So I'm going to take a scoop of my red, a good scoop of red, and a little scoop of yellow. just to kind of add a little bit of depth of color in there. And it will help it be less transparent on my canvas. Now if you have something like crimson you shouldn't be able to see through. You can just use straight red and go right to your canvas. Okay, so our cardinals, and you can do as many as you want on your branch, right?
Okay.
So we're just going to start with a teardrop shape. If you are afraid of the teardrop shape, I'm going to simplify it a little more for you.
All right.
So let's start with a circle. Okay, so the first cardinal, I'm going to kind of overlap right over the edge of my tree. And we want the circle to kind of dip down onto that horizontal branch.
Okay.
All right, so we're just going to start with a circle.
I closed in so they could see.
Awesome, okay. So once you start with that circle, you'll kind of come up from the center of it, and then you can bring this down and around. So it looks like a big teardrop.
Okay.
Looks like a drop of blood in red, but now you can do multiples. You can do 2 cardinals. You can do 3 cardinals.
Oh, okay. You can pretty much do what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So with this circle, I'm gonna leave that open for a bit. Let me get the other cardinal in here.
All right.
So again, I'm gonna do circle, just dipping down into my branch. And then I'm gonna come up from the center, a little bit higher, and then we'll do those curved, almost like a triangle on top of the head, but just curved lines and make it look like a teardrop.
All right.
I'm gonna do a smaller circle inside each one of those.
A smaller circle inside.
Yep, that'll be their bellies.
Oh, okay.
But I want to fill in everything around that smaller circle.
With your red.
With the red, yep. So once I got my teardrop shapes, I did a smaller circle inside each of them.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm painting the red around everything but that circle.
All right.
Okay. I'll give you guys a minute.
Well, while you're giving everybody a minute to finish up their beginning stages of their cardinals, I'm going to read off the last event that I got here on this list.
Okay.
Thursday, September 17th, 7 p.m. Hocus Pocus.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be on Facebook, and it's a free event.
We made it free because we knew there were so many of you that love Hocus Pocus. You guys are sharing the heck out of this one, too.
Yeah.
So we decided we would also
I got to zoom in, so you got to...
Oh, I apologize. So we also are going to do a little giveaway with this one. I just haven't posted what it is yet.
Okay.
But Hocus Pocus, it's free. It's on Facebook. We'll paint for tips this night.
And all the details will be found right there on the Mimosas and Masterpieces page.
You got it. Absolutely.
All right, while we're waiting for everybody to finish up their beginning stages of their cardinals.
Yep.
Julisa says, you guys are pretty amazing.
Aw, thank you. Let's see, what else can I show you? Well, all right, so we've got our, we'll finish the cardinals. I think it shouldn't take that long. While you have your red, I kind of wanted you to do your tails.
Oh, okay.
So with that red,
yes.
So you just want to kind of bring their tails. Now this can come on top of the branch, or it can go behind the branch and come from under the branch. So let me show you both ways, okay?
All right.
So on this little guy, I'm just going to come to the side and pull some brush strokes from the side of him.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same with the little guy on this side. And we're just going to kind of pull away with those brush strokes.
All you did was pull it away, pull away.
Yep.
No.
So that's in front of the branch or on the branch.
Uh-huh.
For this one, I'm going to come under the branch. So the tail's kind of behind the branch coming down, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of pull it down like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty cool. I was wondering where you're going to put the other one.
Mark's sometimes fascinated by my painting.
Yes, I'm like, where are you going to put it?
That's where. So for the next part, with that same brush, still with your red. So what I'm doing now is that red that I made for our cardinals. I'm just kind of taking a scoop of yellow and I'm making an orange color in there.
Okay.
Okay. So that orange color is going to be for in their bellies. So we're going to, and it's okay if you go over the red that you have there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Let the brush do the work for you.
Let the brush do the work for you.
So you're going to let it kind of spin and fill in the whole area.
Okay.
You got to bring it down. I'm kind of bringing the belly down to the bottom of their bodies.
Okay.
All right, same thing over here. Just going to kind of bring that brush around. When you put pressure on the brush, it sort of fans out and it'll make a circle almost for you without doing much work.
Okay.
And then you may rinse and dry. Let you guys get that on there. I'll show you, for those of you that have kids, I don't know if you've seen the kid camp, I'll show you these guys if you want to zoom out for a moment.
Sure.
So we have a bunch of kid camp. We did 2 already for the summer kid camp. They are also recorded and they are Facebook Lives. So you're still welcome to sign up for this session of kid camp. So this is kind of like the summer version of, a virtual paint camp.
Right.
So we still have yet to do. We did already the flying pig, which had balloons on it, and we did the hedgehog last week, which was adorable.
Right.
Guys, they were adorable. You'll see me post just once a week about it, and do a little collage, but that's it. The rest of the photos and everything will remain in the private group with everybody until the end of the session.
Right, and the kids camp is for, we say it's for the kids, but there's adults that come.
We have adults that are painting with us too. We do.
In fact, what you said about the households.
Yeah.
When we do the kids camp, it's how many kids. It doesn't matter how many kids you got in your house.
So our kid camp session is $65 for your household. If you have 5 kids in your household, then God bless you. $65 for your whole.
But
household.
that's $65 for all of the different sessions.
Yeah, for the entire session, the 8 weeks in the summer.
Right.
So we have left to do the hanging out frog.
Right. Hanging out frog is August 18th.
The peacock.
The peacock is August 26th.
Skipping around, so
I know, so I'm just giving them the dates.
Okay.
August 26th.
The dabbing panda.
Dabbing panda, September 1st.
This was also a suggestion from Laura's. Laura, is it Laura on there? Laura Procheski Haywood. Laura Haywood's on there. That's from her family.
Yes, dabbing panda, September 1st. That's a Tuesday.
We have the pug in a mug.
The pug in the mug. That is August the 12th, Wednesday.
We have, and all of the sessions are at 5 p.m.
Right, all of them at 5 p.m.
Cool Koala.
Cool Koala is August the 3rd. That's a Monday.
Next week's session is the debated alpaca llama, which we've now called Pakalaka.
Right, because they didn't know whether it was alpaca, they didn't know whether it was a llama. And people was
Mark
debating
said it's
it.
A camel.
I called it a llama paca. I can't remember.
So we now called it a Pakalaka.
So somebody named it a Pakalaka, and we just stuck with that.
We stuck with that. So this is the only session throughout the summer camp, that kid camp, that will be on Zoom. We have a surprise for the kids. I don't know if any of them are on tonight, but hopefully I don't ruin the surprise for you guys. So for the Zoom next week for the alpaca llamas, we will have live alpacas joining us on Zoom for the kids to see. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about that for them. So that will be on there. So there's, and again, you're welcome to join. You can just go back to the last 2 paintings that we did.
And that's going to be on a Wednesday, July 29th.
It is. You can go back to the last 2 paintings. And the last one that we have within our group is August 29th. This is the gumball machine. We're going to allow the kids and the families to open the group up to their friends and have their friends paint this with them.
Right.
So you can add your friends to the group at this time.
Yep,
and we'll then go over and show you guys the fall sessions, which we've got coming up too. Woohoo!
All right. Now Susan says, can you repeat the part of the orange on the birds,
yep,
please?
Yep, absolutely. So I just made more of an orange color using that original red that I made with my cardinal. I added a scoop of yellow to it to make an orange. So you kind of want to let the brush do the work for you. So as you kind of press that brush down, the bristles fan out. So you just kind of want to spin it around and it almost will make the circle for you if you spin it correctly. It may take a little bit of practice, but you'll get there. And I'm just kind of bringing it down almost to the bottom of their body. That was probably the only other major, not that it's major, but the only other little tip that I put on there. All right. So the next thing we're going to do with our cardinals, we're going to, after we get that orange on there, rinse and dry. I'm going to take yellow. So I'm just going to take a scoop of yellow on that medium round brush. Oh, that's right. Zoom again. Sorry. Got an itch. So scoop of yellow on that medium round brush. We're going to go down the right side of each of our cardinals with this.
All right.
So we're just going to follow the right side down the cardinal. It's okay if you pick up some of that red. You may pick up some of the red. It may turn into orange. That's perfectly fine.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just starting at the tip and coming all the way down the right side. And then this side again. And that is the yellow on our cardinals.
Okay.
All right. So yellow just down the right side of each of our teardrop shapes for our cardinals.
The right side.
Did I say that?
You said down the right side of the cardinals.
Yes. I'm like, did I not say that?
I'm repeating.
Thank you. We had somebody paint with us when I painted this at a private party. They painted them, and at the time I didn't realize that Angry Birds was like a very popular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we're just gonna make all of ours Angry Birds, and I'm like, do they really look like Angry Birds? And apparently they do. So sorry for that reference. I'll have you rinse and dry, and this time we're going to go to black. So a little bit of black at a time. Wow, it's amazing how loud that is.
A little black.
A little bit of black at a time. A little black goes a long way. So I'm going to have you do hearts for their faces or for their eyes. So we're going to do little heart in the top part of their face, and we're going to kind of just bring that down to their body. So we're bringing it down to about that orange area of their belly.
I zoomed in a little bit more.
Okay. Again, a heart.
A heart?
A heart, yep, we're using that heart shape.
Oh, okay.
I know, sometimes it's hard to get them even.
No, because I got it close, but I didn't, it's not close enough. But now I can see the heart, so it's okay.
Yep, so a little heart.
At first I didn't see it.
And then you can fill those in. Rascal.
It's getting late.
I know.
Rascal's starting to object.
So
he's going to have to get used to this because we want to
know.
help out our West Coast audience. So we're going to have to start doing things a little later.
I'm sorry.
Yep, I'm getting requests for a little bit closer.
Closer if you can, go ahead.
All right.
Okay, so I just did hearts for their, it's kind of their face. So it's their, it'll be their eyes and beak area. So it's a little heart and it kind of just barely touches the top of their belly. So that's where it kind of comes down to.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to skip around a bit now because I want to let that dry for a minute.
Oh, before you...
Yep, before we get back to the details on it.
All right.
So let's go to our scrolls on our tree.
Scrolls on the tree.
Scrolls on the tree. This seems to always trip people up, and everybody hates me for it sometimes.
Really?
So practice your scrolls, okay? So do it on another plate, do it on a piece of paper, whatever you feel comfortable with.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to take a piece of paper
and you're going to do scrolls?
Something else that I can paint on with a hard surface.
Okay, now remember, I've got this
zoomed.
All the way zoomed.
I got it. Okay. All right. So in front of I'm going to show you in front of this. So when we have, let's say, our tree, okay, the side of our tree.
Yeah.
You're going to do a little bit of paint on your brush at a time. This is definitely a time where you want just a little bit of paint and you want that brush to a point. So you'll rinse and dry often to get it back to that point.
All right.
Okay. So you want to come, whether it's coming down or coming up, you usually kind of go upwards because everything grows up, right? So from the side of my tree,
yeah,
I'm going to come up and start kind of swirling.
Okay, would you start with telling them how to hold the brush?
Yep. So this is not pinky, or this is not a, hard grip, not a pencil grip pinky. It is loose grip.
Okay.
So let your brush do the work for you. Okay? Don't stress over exactly where it's going. So when you come up, let the brush do the work for you. Light pressure will give you lighter lines. The more pressure you put on, the wider and darker your right. You can always go back over it if you need to go back over it.
Like that.
But light pressure to start. And
so
then
go up and then curl.
Right. And then what I'll have you do is, so practice this on another piece of paper, on a plate.
If you don't feel comfortable doing it on your canvas.
And then from the scrolls going this way, then I usually kind of bring it out the other way.
Okay.
Okay. And then so the scroll's coming this way, I'm going to do a smaller one this way. So you can go as tiny as you want on these scrolls.
Right. And with enough practice, then it's no problem.
Right. You got it. All right. So I'm just using that dark brown and using that brush, get it to a point. And they can go anywhere. It's okay if they overlap your trees. It's okay if, they kind of come in front of the other tree. So don't stress too much about placement. Just kind of let your brush do the work for you. So I'm going to come up here and start.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to thicken this bottom part up a little bit.
Now, Audie says, are we using brown or black?
Yep. Nope. I'm just using brown. If you want to add some black to your brown to make it darker, you certainly can.
Okay.
But I'm just sticking with that straight brown that we've got.
All right.
I'm going to do this side and come this way. And then again, you can kind of keep going with these scrolls. Like you can go to that tinier brush and you can make them even tinier. Depends on how many scrolls you want on there.
Right.
Come on this side.
And as you said before, you're letting the brush do the work for you. You're
Yep.
not putting any force on it.
Yep, I mean.
You're holding it lightly.
Hold it lightly, yep.
And twisting it so that it makes that curl. Well, so now you're getting fancy.
Getting fancy.
Because you did two on one.
kind of alternate them. One on this tree, one on that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Can even have a little one coming from here, from this branch. And you could go as far as you want with this, as many or as few as you want. So when you've kind of got some of your negative space filled in there and it looks fun, it looks good, drop your paintbrush and your water and you're good until the next step.
Okay.
If you do want to go back in between, since we didn't really do much detail on this branch, you can go back with that same brown and come over the top of it. This we will do pencil grip, pinky stabilize. Come over the top of that. In between our little cardinals. And then if you want to add some of those little lines underneath them, and they could go, I guess how would they go? They would kind of go this in this direction now, I guess.
Okay.
So some of those little curved lines in there. I'm just doing them in kind of the almost the vertical curve direction instead of the horizontal curve direction.
All right.
And I'll go back with a little bit of white to finish off the tree itself. I'll be done with the tree after we've got that part done.
Okay. Audrey says no feet.
You could put feet on them. I didn't put feet on them. I figured they're fluffy and their feet are hiding under their fluff. But you could put feet on them. I'll give you guys a minute.
All right. I've zoomed in.
Very good. So by now your whole all of your trees, your little branches, that should all be complete. We finished off this horizontal one with a little bit of the lines on top, kind of in between them if you didn't have that already. The little curved lines coming through just like we did horizontally with those curved lines. And we have a little bit of detail left on our cardinal to finish. So I'm going to go back to, so let's go to, my black is still wet. So I want to try and let that dry. So I'm actually going to go back to black. Let's outline our cardinals. And you don't have to outline them actually, but sometimes I like to outline my stuff to make it stand out a bit. So again, pencil grip, pinky stabilize, little bit of paint on my brush at a time. And I'm just going to follow that outline for our cardinals. If you happen to get paint on your brush, just like I did, just rinse and dry. Get it back to a point. Grab some more black paint. And let's use that pencil grip so you have some control over those little lines. So light pressure for those outlines so you don't have big wide outlines. If you want to switch to that tinier brush, now's a great time to switch to that tinier brush if you have that.
Okay.
All right. If you want to outline his tail, you can. I'm just kind of going to do a couple little black lines in there. I'm not going to outline this edge of the feathers.
Okay.
And we'll outline this guy up here. Gonna get that brush back to a point. Little bit of black. it. We got through all the events. I think there's only one. The cat was the one I missed.
The cat?
The Moonlight Cat.
The Moonlight Kitties?
No, the Moonlight Cat.
Oh, the Moonlight Cat that's coming up.
I think that was the only one that I have posted that we didn't talk about yet. That's it.
Yeah, the Pumpkin Cat.
The Pumpkin Cat.
Thursday, September 7th. Oh, no, September 10th. At 7 p.m. That's a Zoom event.
This one.
That's on Zoom.
That's on Zoom.
Okay. Thursday, September 10th at 7 p.m.
You got it.
We're going to have to make some 8 p.m. dates in the future.
Yes, we will.
Maybe even a 9 p.m. event.
Would 9 p.m. be better for you guys?
Yes, people from West Coast, from Arizona, from California, from Washington State. Let us know it's a good time for you guys, and we'll set it up.
And let us know what you want to paint.
Exactly.
Yeah, let us know what you'd like to paint. Like I said, I have a big list, but some things strike me before others do, and that's what happens when I paint. Like that hot air balloon that we painted, which was it was a free one. Mm-hmm. The hot air balloons came out fantastic. Not one person requested that from us, but I had to paint a hot air balloon that night. I have no idea why. We painted hot air balloons. It was a hit. Lots of paintings to prove it. You guys can go back to check that one out. That was a great one. It was called High in the Sky. Right,
but those of you that's on the West Coast, in Washington and Arizona, was it Cheryl and Kelly in Sacramento, Jackie, people out there on the West Coast, Carrie, Kenal, just let us know. What would be a good time for us to start here on the East Coast for people on the West Coast to could join us and paint with us. We're going to have to start a little later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, see, Kelly says, yes, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is a good time for people in California.
Okay. You got
it. Okay, because it's like, around 6 o'clock?
After, yeah.
See, and that's a good time to just be winding down, just relax, and get the beginning of the evening, started.
You got it. Tell us what you want to paint, girl.
That's it. Let us know what you want to paint. Same thing with people up in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of the Canadians are on the East Coast or maybe the Midwest.
Right.
So they're joining in on us.
Yeah.
But we want to know what times is good for you guys too.
Yep. We'll schedule another meet and greet. Zoom meet and greet.
Yeah, we got another one coming up.
Well, I haven't posted it yet, but we'll do another one in September. When we want to, see you, meet you.
We get feedback from you.
Yeah,
we ask questions. You can ask us questions.
Absolutely.
Get to meet us. That's what we do.
All right. So after your outline, we're going to go back to their beaks. So their beaks are that orange color. If you need to mix, again, it's just a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red.
Okay.
That orange color for their beaks. So I'm just going to do a little diamond shape at the end of that, the bottom of your heart. So that little tip of the heart, that corner of the heart, is going to be part of their beak. Right. So it's the bottom of the diamond.
I see.
So little diamond shape. And that's it for their beaks.
Okay.
And we're going to go to white. We'll do 2 little white dots for their eyes.
2 little white dots.
2 little white dots in those, in the top area of the heart, or maybe not quite the top area of the heart, but in the black area of the heart, just above their beaks. How's that?
Now before you put the white on there, you rinsed and dried your brush and spun it so that it can have that tip. So that you can put these little white dots on there.
Rinse and dry. Get it back to a point for your white. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're right. And then the fun part. If you want snow.
If you want snow.
If you want snow. Come on, who doesn't want snow?
Right here.
I mean, on your canvas. So if you would like the snow, you can do this either way. You can use the tip of your brush and just start kind of dotting all over. Or if you're, a little more OCD about it and you need all of your snowflakes to be the same size, you can use the back of your brush handle, dip in your white, and you can dot it on your canvas.
Okay, so you can use the pointy tip of your brush.
You can.
Or you can use the back part of your brush.
Yep.
The handle. And that would produce bigger spots?
It depends on the size brush that you have.
Okay.
So, not necessarily.
And of course, you like snow. And you like Christmas in July. So you're going to put snowflakes on.
Yeah. I have to.
You're going to freeze your poor little cardinals and make them all cold and freezy.
See, they're fluffy. That's why they're
fluffy.
They're fluffy
now. But the snow is coming down. They're not going to be fluffy later. They're going to start shivering. I'm just going to put them in the bed
with you with your 8,000 blankets.
That's right. 8,000 blankets to be warm.
God.
I like lots of blankets.
We should have a contest. Who sleeps with the most blankets, guys? Who out there, how many blankets do you sleep with? Come on.
I'm the king. They can't beat me. I like to have lots of blankets, even in the summertime. Even if we didn't have any air conditioning.
True.
I still have to have blankets on the bed.
Yep. I am putting snowflakes right on top of my cardinals too, so
you're just putting snow everywhere.
Got it.
Can't wait for November, huh? And then the way the weather's been going, it
Gosh,
ain't gonna snow in November.
I was gonna say
You get no snow at all.
We're gonna get snow in May.
Like, wow, we got a nice hot day in November.
Exactly. Well, that's what happened last year. It was hot for Christmas, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we won't get no snow until July. Next July.
Seriously. All right, guys. That's about it. The very last thing we ask you to do is sign your paintings. So initials.
The poor cardinals look cold now. They look like they're...
You can give them little scarves if you want. Give them some little scarves.
You're making me cold now.
Stop. Oh my goodness. All right. So the last thing, almost the last thing we need to do, always initial and date your painting. You could do it on the front. You could do it on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, definitely not the right brush for that. And then we always remember, send in your photos. So when you're done, we love the pictures of your paintings, but we also would love to see you holding your painting or your family doing the painting together with you.
Yeah, we like that, but you're not obligated to do that.
No, you're not.
We really need to see your painting.
We just love to see the paintings.
We like to boast to people all over. Look what they did last night.
Look what they did.
They did a great job. Look at everybody's paintings here.
That's my bragging rights, guys. You guys are my bragging rights.
Yes.
And that's it. You guys are done.
Pretty good for a Friday night.
That's right.
Start the weekend off right.
That's right. Nothing planned for tomorrow other than going swimming in the afternoon.
I'm just feeling relieved that we got some Californians to come and join us. Because when we first started out, we were getting a lot of people from California, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And I was thinking because of the time.
No, I think, well, that's part of it, but at the beginning of this, when we were doing this, like, in early March, I think, we were the very first people kind of doing this, aside from the people that only do this.
Right.
We were the first kind of, around us anyway, we were the first ones, I think, doing it. So I think that's what happened. There was kind of a draw there for a bit.
Okay, we talked about that there's people out in California doing the same thing.
Right, they're everywhere.
So they're like, well, why paint at 3 o'clock when I could be painting at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock?
And then, we know you guys only have so much wall space for your canvases, and you kind of got to pick and choose what you want to do, too.
And that's the truth, too.
So, no hard feelings, guys, if you need to paint somewhere else. We're not like that at all.
No, we're not. But I just like the fact that it's exhilarating. Somebody from California. When we had the person from Japan, and I was like, what time is it over there? It was like, it's what?
It was like 7 in the morning.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Good
so
morning.
crazy.
You know, we're having breakfast and we're going to paint with you.
That was neat.
Awesome. All right, when we did the persons from Spain, what time is it? Oh, it's 8 o'clock at night here.
Yeah.
And it's only, it's only in the afternoon where you are.
New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. All the way down under. Okay? It was like, well, what time is it there? They were like, oh, we had to paint with you today. Okay.
It's about the paintings, though, too. I mean, I see what's out there. I see something that I want to do myself. I always say I can certainly do something similar. I cannot copy. We don't copy paintings.
Right.
But we love your ideas, and we want to hear from you what you'd like to paint with us.
And we ask all the time, and they give us a list, and I write it all down.
We do. That we do.
And then next thing you know, she's like, hey, look at this one. I did this one. I said, oh, you finally painted that one. We even named some of the paintings after the people who asked.
Yeah, whoever asked for them.
This is all right. This is going to be their painting party, all right? We're going to name it after that.
Yeah, I didn't hear from Anya. I'm surprised Anya's not on painting with us.
Anya's been painting with us since day one.
I know.
And she's a busy young lady.
Yes, she
young
is.
lady.
She is. But Anya is a young painter, and she was, every time we came on to paint with her, she would ask us, can you please paint an art palette for me? An art palette. We should do an art palette. So I finally did an art palette for her, and we named it Anya's art palette. But she's just so cute.
And she didn't think if people were going to come and join us that night. She was like, I don't know if people want to paint a palette. And yeah, they did. They came and joined us and joined Anya.
And she's one of our spotlight artists. We used her as one of the spotlight artists because promptly at whatever time we go live, she was always on live with us.
And then she showed us her little gallery in her room, and she was like, "Look at all of the paintings that I have."
She has.
Maybe they cut her off. Maybe they said, "You're gonna have to take a break, Anya. You so many paintings in your room now. We don't know where else we can put them."
I know she said she's been doing other activities, and this is kind of late for her too. It's kind of late for the kids. So.
Yeah, but we're gonna definitely have to consider doing some late night sessions for our people on the West Coast.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to give them love too.
Absolutely.
And everybody's saying thank you.
You're very welcome, guys.
Lisa's saying beautiful. Aww. Nancy Haig says thank you, love
You're
it.
You're welcome, Nancy.
Maddie Toulay says thank you.
You're welcome, Maddie. So again, we'll post the reminder to post your pictures here in the group. And it'll be our tip jar information, so we do appreciate those.
Right, you're gonna put a thank you up after this.
Yep, I always post the video. Let me get the video uploaded first for you guys, and then I'll post that thank you post and a reminder to put your photos right there, and we'll grab them from that post. And a couple days, give me a few days, till other people that didn't make it on right away could catch up.
Yes, please send in your pictures.
And we'll put that slideshow together.
Please go examine our page. Go through our page. Look at the videos. Look at the pictures. Don't we have some Harry Potter pictures in there when we did the Harry Potter event?
The Harry Potter event. Remember, that's kind of like the.
We got the Harry Potter painting pictures. Okay,
but we did do a Harry Potter event. Like, I went all out on an event where I built. I shouldn't say I built. I had a
Harry Potter themed party.
We did, but we built a Quidditch Pong table.
Yes.
And the winner, it was raffled off to a winner. It was a fun event. That was another took forever to plan, but I love planning. I love planning. I love making something an event. So they painted coasters or a mug or Hedwig, the owl.
Right.
I don't remember. They had a couple different options to paint from.
You had created beverages for them.
We had engraved mug. Everybody had engraved Harry Potter mugs. Everybody got butterbeer. We did a cream ice cream float with caramel syrup. It was delicious. Mm-hmm. Or not caramel, but butterscotch. Can't remember. It was a busy day. It was a busy day. It was a fun event. We had the whole place all decked out. Diagon Alley and what was the other one? Diagon Alley and I forgot the other name of the road.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. It was a fun event.
Kaylin says thank you.
You're very
Jessica,
welcome.
thank you.
Very, very welcome, guys.
Samantha says thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Diane, Sarah, Ryan.
Aw, welcome,
Ellie
guys.
Rose, thank you.
Ellie,
Thank you.
everybody.
Loved it. You guys are fun.
Aw,
Lisa
thank you.
Stonehouse, thank you. Love this.
Aw, you're welcome, Lisa.
Audrey, thank you. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, sweetie.
Stephanie Stunning, love it. Thanks. We'll definitely be joining again.
Sounds good.
That's
Thanks,
the
Stephanie.
effect that we have on people most of the time.
Aw.
Yep. Kelly says, thank you so much. I love Christmas in July. Another one. Oh, my God. You've given me goosebumps.
We always
cold.
say, it's funny, like we love hearing you guys say that you'll want to join us again.
Oh, I'm cold. Look at the goosebumps.
Stop
oh, my
it.
God.
Goosebumps. Crazy. But we always say, especially when somebody comes to the home, to our home studio, you come as a guest and you leave as a friend. So we do appreciate all of our new connections made tonight. Yes. Thank you, first timers, for being with us, and we hope that you do join us again.
Yes.
Feedback is always great. We want to hear what you want to paint.
Lara says, thanks so much, guys.
You're
I absolutely
welcome.
love this one.
Aw.
No, Vita says, I added 5 birds to my painting because there's 5 of us.
Aw, that's perfect.
Can you do a pair of shoes painting?
A pair of shoes.
Okay.
Yeah,
what kind of shoes?
Yeah, what kind
High
of
heels?
shoes? Like heels? I'm not a heel girl, just saying. But Mark does not like that.
It's okay.
Mark likes heels.
It's all right. I like heels, but you don't. You're you.
Yeah.
I take you the way you are. You don't have to have heels. It's not a requirement.
Well, let me know. I know I'm working on a pair of ice skates for winter.
Okay, that makes sense with a pair of shoes.
But let me know. Yeah.
That's a ladies thing.
Yeah, it's a ladies thing. Okay. Pair of shoes.
Carrie says, thank you so much. I had so much fun painting with you.
You're welcome. Yes, we hope that you get a little chuckle out of it. You have a good time. We are about creating a memory, creating a good feeling. It's not just about putting the paint on a canvas for us, even though we hope you are happy with your masterpiece. And if ever you're not, please let us know. PM me. Ask me how you can fix it, change it, whatever. We want to make you happy. So
that's right.
Even if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, if I don't answer you right away, I promise you I'll get to you first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Nikki says, you guys are the best.
Aw, thank you, Nikki.
Salmia says, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just checking to see if that's a Salmia that I know. Pat says, fun.
Aww.
Thank you. Have to finish.
Okay.
See you for the next one.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Pat. Grandma Pat.
Grandma Pat. We're going to call you Grandma Pat from now on.
Yeah, I hope it's okay.
Yeah, I know. Please, just message me. Sorry.
Yeah.
When she does, Pat does Zooms with us, so every time she comes on for Zoom,
it says Grandma Pat.
It says Grandma Pat as her name on her thing, so we've been calling her Grandma Pat.
Yes.
So.
Cynthia says, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Nikki says, close union cardinal, please.
Close union cardinal.
Close union cardinal. Close up?
Oh, close up cardinal, please.
Oh, no. What's going on here? We're running out of power?
Oh, maybe.
Uh-oh. Low power.
Yep.
Close.
That's it. We're almost done.
Let's close in on the cardinal.
There you go.
There we are. Close in. Hold
on. Almost there.
I think I'm there. Hold on. I got it. Yes.
Okay.
Kanan says, you guys are awesome.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's what Nikki's saying. Close up cardinal,
Probably.
please.
You're right, yeah.
Because it says close union cardinal. Maybe it's a spell check or something. I don't know.
When we type, sometimes you hit send and you're like, oh, that's not what I was saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yes, like heels.
Okay. Heels.
Yep.
I'll work on it for you. Any kind of color in particular?
Mary Lou Chorus is how and where do we tip?
I will put up a post. So we have Venmo, I have PayPal, I have Cash App. On the beginning of this video, if you look at the description on it, everything is there. And as soon as we're done, I will post a little blurb about that.
There
too.
you go. Yeah, there you go. Nikki says, I just need to see the face of the cardinal, please.
Oh, there you go.
Close up.
There you go.
I just did it.
Good job.
Yep.
Good job, Mom.
Oh, and Christy's from Denver, Colorado. I think I wrote that down.
Yeah, I think you did, right?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
I got it.
Awesome.
Yep. Megan and Christy from Denver, Colorado.
Very good.
Right.
Very, very good, guys. We can't wait to see your paintings.
Yes, Grandma Pat says, oh yeah, okay, everyone call. Everyone calls me Grandma Pat. I have 11 grandkids.
Aww.
She like my mom.
Oh.
My mom's a grandma. We got how many? I don't even know. I lost count. 14?
Yeah, I don't know how many you guys have.
How many grandkids?
You're going to have to count the branches on that tree upstairs.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And add a couple of great-grandbabies.
Maura Chris says, thank you.
You're welcome, Maura.
Yes, Daniel McAlpin says, thanks for the fun. We will send you some money for the fun evening.
Aw, thank you,
Yes,
guys.
that's the other thing. That's our other demographic. Men. We need more men to paint.
Well, sometimes hearing you, I think, I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, we got a nice little following of men, but we need more. It's mostly women, and it's mostly women and young girls.
We have to paint things that men would be interested in painting.
Well, they got to give us suggestions. Tell us what we should.
I could do a 50 Shades night on the the other side of it.
The little boys come on and tell us what they want to paint. And you paint that.
I know. We have.
Okay. And we're slowly getting more and more men. And we got families. Then that's when you see the men, when there's families. We've seen families with fathers sitting down and everybody sitting down painting.
We love seeing that. And we love getting the photos of not just your paintings, but like the whole family sitting down to paint together. That makes me truly happy. Yes, those are my bragging rights when I get to put that slideshow together and share it with everybody.
And Maddie says, where do we post the painting?
I will post as soon as we're done with the video. I'll put the video on the page, and then I'll post a thank you.
And then they could...
Under that thank you, in the comments, you can just post your photo right there.
And Venmo and PayPal, all of that information will be there. Right there.